So are we good here, or is there something more?
I have something more. May I?
Yeah.
Okay. I work for a weight loss company. I have lost weight and kept it off, and I help other people to do that as well. And I'm feeling like that is maybe not the best place for me at this point in time, because my own particular gifts and talents aren't being utilized in the way they had been used previously.
But again, you see, too much trying to make the plan. We know we've been teaching the science of deliberate creation. And we know we've been encouraging you to write a new story and to tell it the way you want it to be. And so many of the things that you're doing are because of wanting to be a deliberate creator. But these days, what we are emphasizing with you specifically is be a deliberate receiver. Because it's the same question again. All that we're talking about is the same question. And that question is, I think I've got stuff in my vortex and I'm trying to get it out. And what we'd rather hear you say is, I know I've got stuff in my vortex and I'm going to live happily ever after. I know I've got stuff in my vortex and I'm going to happily let it show itself to me, rather than trying to figure out or orchestrate it. You see, we love you so much. We love you so much, but you are control freaks. And there is so much that you can't control. But what you can control, if you can hear us and believe us and trust when we say, you have put all of your desires into your vortex and they are well known. They are known by the universe at large. They are known by source within you. They are known. And your work is just to be as happy and as free and as easy and as much wind blowing through your hair as possible, so that as those ideas come, the ideas themselves are manifestations that delight you, not the path to getting to something that you believe will delight you. That's the distinction. Each idea as it comes is the nugget that you're looking for. It's the new breath of life that you're looking for. That's why we say every day is a new phase of life. New thoughts that are coming. So don't try to think your way into your successful, ongoing future experience. Just feel your way by acknowledging your happiness and your clarity, and let yourself be the receiver of it, not the dictator of it or the orchestrator of it. And we know these words sound like they are flying in the face of you are the deliberate creator of your experience, and we mean for it to be that way, because while you are the creator of your own experience, the way, if we were standing in your physical shoes, that we would deliberately create is we would understand law of attraction, and you do, and we would understand the vortex, and you do, and we would understand what happy means, and you do, and we'd get happy, and then we'd watch what comes next. Because the questions, you've already asked them. You've already done the asking. You've done enough asking to keep yourself busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes. You've done the asking. Now it's time to cash in your chips. And you do that by getting happy, not by scrutinizing. Feel the difference between an idea exploding in your mind and feeling like you're looking for an idea. Looking for an idea is not being in the receiving mode. An idea exploding in your mind is evidence of being in the receiving mode. Here it is, here it is, here it is. Looking for the idea is the same thing as looking for the manifestation before you feel good. Because the idea that explodes is a manifestation too. This is really strong, important clarification. So when people say, what are you doing? What are you thinking about? Being happy. Or when an idea explodes and you happily explain, I now know what I want to do. That's a whole different thing. But looking for the idea so that you can feel that way, that's not being there. Clear enough?
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm looking for any ideas, generally. Generally, I feel like I'm just flowing with it and loving it and enjoying it.
So you're just utilizing this in a different way? You're talking to us in different terms because you're wanting some specific answers from us?
Oh, it's such a good question. Of course. Doesn't everybody want specific answers from you?
Yeah, but we want you to let the specifics show themselves to you. We want you to be the realizer of them. Which almost says, don't ask us any questions because we're going to give you really vague answers about how to get in the receiving mode so that you can receive, because words don't teach anyway. Surprising, isn't it? We blab a lot. under those conditions. So now, here you are, you're talking with infinite intelligence about anything in the world that you want. You're standing in a place in relationship to what's in your vortex. So of all the things that you would like to talk about, is there something that comes to mind, or are you good in the knowing that it's just going to unfold naturally for you?
I'm good in the knowing, and I'm thinking, gosh, I wish I were just sitting in the convertible with the wind blowing through my hair at the moment, because that is such a joyful, exciting feeling.
Yeah, and this is trying too hard.
Yeah, and it feels that way.
And trying too hard is never the receiving mode. And that's the point. Really good. Really good. Really good. Recently on the longer seminar on the cruise ship, someone asked for some nuggets. And so we began pointing out nuggets as they happened. That was a nugget. That's something important. It all is, but especially that.
Hi, Abraham. And yes, I know you are. Wow, I better be careful what I say, because I might catch this flick on YouTube someday. Oh. Okay. I'm a little nervous, but I am knowing what I'm wanting. And before I ask my question, I did want to share with you and everybody else in this room just how powerful the vortex is and how powerful the law of attraction is. And it really didn't dawn on me until this year, but just thinking about everything that I've experienced in my life, I've actually manifested practically everything I've ever wanted. It actually started when I was 10 years old. I wanted a Sega Genesis when it came out because I was obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog. And I was so obsessed with it that I would draw the characters over and over again. And then 3 years later, I ended up getting a Sega Genesis for Christmas. When I was living in San Francisco, my dream was to move back to my childhood home in Newark, where I'm from. And 3 years later, I ended up moving back into my childhood home. Last year, I wanted to get in shape, wanted to be a better version of myself. So I ended up going to the gym, and I had also wanted to work closely with the trainer to get some ideas, to get a little more expertise on how to go about getting fit. So I ended up manifesting a trainer. So basically everything I've ever wanted in life, I've always gotten. There is one thing.
We were enjoying the words that you were choosing through much of that about my dream, my dream, my dream. And we just want to point out, especially in light of the last conversation we just had, to just feel the subtle but important difference between how you feel when you're talking about your dream and how you feel about something when you call it your goal. Or how you feel about something when you call it your dream, and how you feel about it when you call it your responsibility. Something that you're dreaming about, because think about when a dream comes, that's a manifestation. You got to be in a good place even to be able to dream a dream. And so keeping the dream alive is keeping the dream alive by nurturing the vibration that allows it, is really what deliberate creating is about. Keeping the feeling of it alive, the dream of it, the good feeling dream of it, not needing the manifestation, keeping the good feeling dream of it alive, because there isn't anything that anybody wants. Pile of money, relationship, circumstance, event. There isn't anything anyone wants that isn't for the reason that they believe they will feel better when they have it. And so when you capture the dream of it, you've done all the work. And then it has to show up. And you're going to find it a little funny when it showing up becomes less and less relevant, because the dream is so good. What are you doing, dreaming? Where are you going? Don't care. More good, more good, more good. It's just a steady stream of wonderful things unfolding in my life experience. And then when you start saying my life is always good, what's next? Oh, more good stuff. Be more specific. Don't want to be. It'll show itself to me. So the operative word here, the word that speaks most accurately of law of attraction is momentum. And keeping a dream alive by caring about how you feel is the path to the momentum, that is the path to the joyous unfolding, that is the path to all of the, hear it, irrelevant manifestation.
Oh.
So,
I also had a dream of coming to an Abraham-Hicks workshop and being called to the hot seat. Lo and behold.
yeah, go figure.
Yes. Which brings me to my question. I am a writer. I have been writing for as long as I can remember. I love the feeling of writing. I love the joy of creation through writing. I love everything about writing.
I love the free flow of writing. I love the feeling of being in the receptive mode. So we're going to give you something pretty big here. The reason you write is because you like the receptive mode.
Very much so.
If you could start saying, the reason I do this, the reason I get a massage is because I like the ease, I like the feeling of the receptive mode. The reason that I read about this, whatever it is because I like the feeling of clarity of being in the receptive mode. The receptive mode is what you are all looking for. And so
I hit a bit of a snag with writing.
Why?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
But you like the receptive mode.
I love the receptive mode.
So are you getting ahead of yourself? Are you trying to make the writing be more than you're ready to receive right now?
It could be.
Yeah.
Before it wasn't a problem. I just was able to write freely and effortlessly because the ideas just came to me so naturally.
But hear this. But then you weren't invested in an outcome. Ooh. When you get invested in the outcome, you're no longer focused on being in the receptive mode. Now you're focused upon what the receptive mode is going to give you that it hasn't given you yet. Feel the difference. It's big. It's big. Did you hear it?
Loud and clear. It actually does make sense what you're saying because...
Of course it does.
Yes.
Of course it does. But for you to know that it makes sense, that matters. We always make sense. You're just often not in the receptive mode.
So what you're saying, Abraham, is as long as I continue to focus on the dream, on the experience, and don't think about the outcome, then I am allowing myself to be in the receiving mode.
No, that isn't what we said. Close.
Close.
What we said is, as long as feeling good is your dominant intention, then you will be attentive to being in the receptive mode. And in the receptive mode, all good, fun things keep flowing in lots of varieties of lots of topics, including that one. But when you say, I want this thing I do not have, therefore I will conjure the receptive mode so that I can then have this thing that I do not have, you're in this receptive mode instead of this one.
So really the idea to keep the momentum going of anything is just to consistently...
To allow the momentum to go.
Allow the momentum to
You
go.
don't keep momentum going, you just don't kill it with your doubt.
Doubt kills, for sure.
Well, it just slows things down because it's contradictory. It's fun to talk with you because you're right up to speed with what we know. So we're just doing some really soft, subtle fine-tuning here. This is fine-tuning that everyone is appreciating because you've taken things from your past life experiences and things like setting a goal, and now you understand a goal is a good thing and a good concept because it causes you to focus. But you can turn a goal into something that is uncomfortable when you start looking for the result, which isn't here yet, and then measuring that, you know from the fitness that you've been involved in. So what do you think people mean when they talk about getting that second wind or getting into the zone? What is taking place?
What's taking place?
They're reaching for the feeling of it, not the result of it. They're enjoying the now of it. There are some people that are just working out because they're desperate for some result. And there are some who are just intoxicated with the feeling of it.
Kind of intoxication there is, just the feeling of just feeling good.
Take that and understand that. That's what's working for you. Receptive mode. And sometimes you have to feel around a little bit till you get it. But once you get it, then you're off and running, literally.
Yes.